Hello, welcome to today's Pick a Pile. Now, I hope you've got a drink, I hope you're settled and sitting comfortably because we are going to go through 5 decks today. I normally do 3, but today I was like, no, I've got time, let's do 5. So, we are going to use the Santa Muerte Tarot, we are going to use the Wizard's Tarot, we're going to use the Golden Girls Tarot, we are going to use the Tarot of the Divine and also the Universal Celtic Tarot. Now, please let's remember these are general readings, so they will not resonate for everybody. If you would like to book a private reading, you will find information on how to do that in my description box down below. You can either send me an email or you can grab me on Instagram. I also do quite a lot of free content on Instagram, so if you're not following me there, choices. Because I do free Q&As and stuff on there as well, and you'll be the first to hear about when I'm doing competitions to win free readings, so definitely worth following me on Instagram. As I say, yeah, if you want to book a private reading, that can be on any subject. It can be general, it can be love, work, business, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is you feel you need some kind of clarity and or guidance on. So with that being said, let's get into the reading. So we're going to do a 5-card spread for each of the 5 piles. In fact, actually, before we do it, I'm just going to show you the backs of the cards so you can choose. So this is pile 1. This is the Santa Muerte Day of the Dead Tarot. Number 2, we have the Wizard's Tarot. Oh, stunning, stunning deck. I just love those dragons. Thirdly, we've got the Golden Girls. So we're going to go to the Lanai. Down in, is it Florida they live? I forget. It's been so long since I've seen Golden Girls. To pile 4 we have is the Tarot of the Divine, so we're going to go in for that one. And lastly, by no means least, the Universal Celtic Tarot. So, let's get a quick slurp of tea. Oh, I love that peppermint goodness. Right, okay, pile 1, let's see what's going on for you. Right, so what I love about this deck is it's so not shy about coming out. Whoa, okay. So your first piece of guidance, your general overall guidance is the Santa Muerte, which is the death. And you've got it in the reverse. So pile 1, my feeling is that there is something that you need to hang on to. And you know what, normally when the death comes up in reverse, I feel very much like people don't, people, that it's resistance, it's not wanting to let things happen, it's kind of fighting against the flow of the natural order of things. This one in a higher guidance position for me is not so much that. This is very much, it's very much more about actually hanging on to things and not letting go, you know. And it's one of those things that I feel like so often, as friends, as tarot readers, whoever it is, people encourage us to let go of things. You know, it's like let go what no longer serves you. Great. If something's not working out and it's not for you, brilliant. Absolutely let go. But there are also times to fight. There are also times to keep ploughing on and keep pushing on and not just give over and let people walk all over you. Now, whether that is something like at work, whether it's that someone is trying to almost dismiss you, trying to cause you problems, and you know what, because my biggest toss-up, I suppose, is do you let go and just relax and take the win that you're relaxed and you're not stressed, or should you actually stand up and fight for what's right? That's the question. Now, we've got the Page of Pentacles in the next position. Now, the Page of Pentacles for me is a moment of going, hang on, sorry, music suddenly just got super loud. Let me turn that down. Sorry, that totally distracted me then. So in your second position of what you need to let go of, we've got the Page of Pentacles. Now, something that, like I've just said, we don't want to let go of things. We don't want to hold on to things. And actually, the advice for you right now is not to do that. With this Page of Pentacles in the what you need to let go of space, I feel like you need to let go of the movement. Like, because for me, this Page of Pentacles, someone, like, her pentacle's down in her bag. Normally she's very focused on, he or she is very focused on the pentacle. They're very much, it's up in ahead of them and they know what's going on and it's in the foreground and it's all consuming. This one's not so much that. This one is a bit more like, I've got my pentacle safely tucked away and I'm heading out and I'm guarding it and I'm keeping it to myself and I'm not letting things go. I'm not letting everyone see what I'm doing. But maybe it's actually you've been, playing your cards a little bit too close to your chest. You've been keeping everything clutched away with you, and you don't, part of it actually is to show the world what you can do. And again, that comes back to my whole thing, fight or flight. Do you take the easy road, which is not to do anything? But how does that help, you know, future generations, other people that may be in your position? Now, your way to transition through this period, the Hermit, which, can we just take a moment for the fact that he's actually in a coffin? There isn't any more severe way to take a break than that. Anyway, but the way you do it is, again, it's take some time out. Like, basically, I think it seems to me, pile ones, that you've got a decision to make. And the only way you can decide that, the only way you can work through things, is to take time out, not listen to other people's advice. Because, you know, again, when there is change in the air, when there is, you know, maybe you've been seeing 555 around a lot recently, all the fives, which is, you know, change is coming, be confident, be positive. It's a turning point. When changing the air, it's very easy to just go with it, go with the flow, you know. And my feeling is that I think in order to transition through what you're going through right now, pile ones, is that you need to take the time out for yourself to just shut everyone else out, be a bit blinkered, and not listen to too many people's opinions, because other people will weigh in and give you their opinions, and that's great. I'm all for it. Like, we all need to listen to other people and hear other people's experiences, and there are times to take that on board, but I don't feel that's the right time for you now with what's happening at the moment. What you get out of it is the Knight of Swords in reverse. So actually, I think once, you know, it feels very much like once you take a bit of time out, and I'm kind of going around the houses here because, you know, my starter was that you would be in a position that you need to hang on to some things. You need to fight a little bit more and not give up too easily, is kind of what I'm getting at. But then there's also a point with that Knight of Swords in reverse where it's like, actually, you know what, people don't always need to hear your version of events. And the more we can become comfortable with people not knowing our side of the story, with not being seen, not being heard, as hard as that is, you know, maybe it becomes that is your win in the future. But in your support card at the bottom, you've got the Two of Wands, which I love, because this is, listen, here I am. Yes, it's a decision, but it's also a hell of a lot of progress. Like the way he's brandishing those guns, and he's like, listen, this is what I've got. I'm showing you what I'm made of. I'm showing you I'm not taking it lying down. I'm ready, I'm armed. So it feels like, you know, again, come back to the facts. What is it that you actually know? What are your actual facts? How can you actually defend yourself? Is what you're going through right? The only way you work through that is to come back to that Hermit card and to spend time on your own. Shut down, not involving anyone else, and just make those decisions yourselves. Okay, pile one. I hope that helps. As I said, if you want to book a private reading, everything is in the description box down below. Okay, so pile two. We're using the Wizard's Tarot with those beautiful dragons on the back. So we're doing a 5-card spread. Just gonna have a quick sip of tea. My throat is dry today. And listen, we're doing 5-card spreads, 5 decks. So it's good to have a little bit of a water. Anyway, right. Your first piece of advice you have is the Fool. Oh my God, I love this card. I know I say that about a lot of cards, but I genuinely love this card. Like, this card for me is not just, you know, because normally the Fool for me is setting off on the adventure. This isn't. This is like, uh-oh, I have no idea what is down here, and I am ready to leap. Like, there's a lot to go after. There's a lot to unpick in this card. But for me, the advice is like, what is it that you want? What is it that you need? What is it that you're scared of in your situation? What is it that you feel you don't understand? What is it that's like? Because the thing is, when we don't understand things, that can hold us back. You know, when we have uncertainty in situations, you know, if in doubt, do now. If you don't know what to do, the best thing to do is nothing, and that can become really, really stagnant. And so I feel like this card encourages you to actually look a bit further into it, rather than just going, you know what, I don't know enough about that job, I'm not going for it. I haven't had a full breakdown, so I'm not applying. As in a full breakdown of the job, not a breakdown. Although I love Brene Brown, I'm sure, is it Brene Brown? Someone which is like, I don't consider it a breakdown, I consider it a breakthrough, and I'm like, yes, I love that moment. Anyway, so that's your kind of overall message. Now, What is it that you need to let go of? This is where things get interesting because we've got the Four of Wands in reverse. Now for me, that is a case of letting go of... Pile 1 literally just had the opposite, but this is a case of let go of what it is that no longer serves you. Like, if there is something that you feel isn't working out, if you feel that you're not on the same page as someone else, now this to me is more a relationship situation. If you feel like you don't have that person working toward, you're not working towards a common goal, you're not helping each other out, you're not balanced within the relationship, there's a bit of to and froing, there's a bit of giving here and there, and you're kind of letting things go and letting things slide, but it's not really working together to grow. Do you know what I mean? It feels very much like that's something that I think needs to go. And like I say, I'm relating it to a love relationship, but it's kind of true of every relationship, right? If your friends are not giving you what you need, if you're not giving your friends what they need, that's also another thing. That's also something else to unpack and to investigate and to look further into the ravine. How do you take action through it? Seven of Swords in reverse. Now this, I've literally just said about going down and delving further into it. He is diving right down into it, but he's doing it on his own. This is a sneaky card. Normally I'm a defender of the Seven of Swords, but this for me is a case of like, I need to go away and work this out on my own. So my feeling is that, if things aren't working, if things are not feeling balanced, the best thing you can do is talk about it. Contact that person, find out where they're coming from, find out what's happening with them, because if you're not listening to other people's situations, you can't hope to learn anything. You can't hope to figure out what it is that where they're coming from. You can't hope to learn from it and grow from it and get things back together. But actually your results card, lovely, lovers, literally lovely, it's beautiful. And like I say, that's why I've kind of gone down the romantic route on this, but you can compare that to or relate that to any relationship within your life. It doesn't have to be a boyfriend, girlfriend, father, husband, wife. Father, Freud did have a field day. So I think, if you unpack things and you are honest about things and you're open and you try to solve things together, rather than trying to solve things on your own, I think you will have a much stronger unity with whoever it is. And that could be your boss. This could be that work is feeling unbalanced, that you feel you're putting in a lot more effort and not getting the rewards that you deserve. You're not getting the recognition you deserve. But your support card, Wheel of Fortune. Listen, the good thing is it's in the upright, so this too shall pass. This phase that you're in at the moment, if you feel that you're in uncertainty, that will pass. Things will change. Things will naturally, everything in life is cyclical. Whether it's the moons, whether it's the tides, whatever it is, some days we're up, some days we're down. And for me, this reminder card at the bottom is there will always be ups and there will always be downs, but what do you take from it and what do you learn from it? Is unity, is support of other people, is helping other people through. As much as we would like people to help us, we've also got to find that balance, that masculine and feminine energy within ourselves, and that is something that will come out of letting go of the situations as they have been, where things have been imbalanced, being honest and open with each other, whether that is, here it goes on the Book of Awakening again. The one this morning was about simplicity and saying, if a squirrel is scared in a tree, he just shivers and trembles in the tree. He doesn't try and hide it. Whereas humans, what do? We say one thing, we mean another, and then that doesn't help the situation. Anyway, pile 2, I hope that helps. As I say, if you'd like to book a private reading, everything is in the description box down below. Take care, and I will see you very soon. So, pile 3s, Golden Girls Tarot. Oh, thank you for being a friend. And this was a gift from a friend as well, even better. So we're doing a 5-card spread to have a look at what is the higher guidance. We are going to have a look at what's kind of holding you back that you can let go of. We're going to have a look at what you can do to ease that, the results, and what is your kind of final advice from the below. So, I've had one card out. See if anything else. Yeah, cool. Okay. So, okay. Okay. So pile 3, your first card out you got is the Temperance in reverse. Now that, for me, as a higher card, as above, as in the headspace and what's going on, it feels like you've been a little bit out of sync with yourself. You know, it's like, for me, the temperance is it's a very solo situation. It's very much like, if things around you are not working, if things around you are weighing you down, there is only so long that you can fight that. There is only so many times that you can try to, you know, like, here we go, a friend of mine, at her wedding, the guy doing the service did a thing about, he had a red clay and a yellow clay, mashed them together into a ball, and he was explaining that, you know, it doesn't matter how hard you try and separate these two clays, they will never be separate again. Really lovely analogy for a wedding. Anyway, but it feels like to me that at the moment it may feel like you are in that mode where you're trying to separate things, you're trying to pull the red and yellow clay apart, trying to separate them back into their original states. That's not going to happen. And unfortunately, where you are at the moment, if you continue to try and do that, you're only really damaging yourself in the long run. You're only hurting yourself, because really, it's that thing of let go. Let go, go with the flow, see what happens. And then leading on to what you need to let go of, we've got the Five of Swords. So again, it's that fighting, it's that battle mentality of being defensive. It feels like defensive. It feels like when, you know, it doesn't matter what people say, everything is like, it feels like a personal attack. You know, I feel very attacked. But actually, is it an attack? Is it that someone is directly saying to you, I think you're trash? Probably not. It's probably that someone's saying, listen, do you know what, maybe you could have tried it this way. Or, you know, prime example, my old flatmate used to get really annoyed when she was cooking, and I go, oh, is that how you chop it? And I meant, interesting, a different way. I'm here to learn. Interesting that you chop it that way. That's not how I've done it before. Every time it was like a rag to pull, she'd be like, oh my God, back up. If you want to chop it yourself. Don't question the way I chop it. And I was like, I'm not questioning, I'm learning, I'm growing. Anyway, we laugh about it now, it's fine. Now, how do you get through this transition period? How do you help yourself grow and transition through? We've got the Two of Cups. So, you listen, that can, you know, it can feel a little bit like, again, you need to find your way back to the person, not the person that hurt you, but find your way back to unity with that. So, for example, if this is, if you're taking this as a love reading, if you feel that your relationship is out of balance with that temperance in reverse, the way you do it is to come together and talk about what's happened. Is not to, not to fight your own battles, to fight your own sides, to struggle. It's like, right, actually, let's come to the table and let's listen to each other. Let's find that unity. Now, that doesn't have to just resonate for a love reading. That can also be true in a work situation, in a family situation, in a friend situation, whatever it is, whoever you're dealing with. The way you let go of this stress of the Five of Swords is to come back to what it is that you actually know about this person, what it is that you actually offer each other, what it is that makes your friendship great, your relationship, your business, working relationship, whatever it is. What is the outcome? At the moment, as things stand, we've got a Ten of Swords. Now, I don't want to say the Ten of Swords is a bad card, because it's not. Yes, it involves her. Yes, it involves letting go, but it's also, again, it is that transition. Like, I love that she's literally got all the swords in Stanley's face. She's like, listen, Stan, I am done. I'm moving on. I'm not dealing with any more of your nonsense anymore. And it is that feeling of like the darkest hour is just before dawn. If you look at the window, it's night outside. So you don't need to worry about what's coming. Like, you are at the end of this situation. And like I say, if that's a love reading for you, maybe the relationship's done. Maybe it's time to move on, and that's where that Two of Cups comes in. Is you try to regroup, you try to figure out whether you can bring things back together, but maybe it's too far gone. Maybe but it doesn't have to be that. It can also be that this Ten of Swords moment is that you gain clarity on what it is that you want to finish. Whether it's it doesn't have to be the relationship, but this period of the relationship, whatever it is that you're at, whether you're if you're trying to progress the relationship, you're trying to recover from something that's a problem that's happened in the past. It's a case of going, right, listen, let's talk about this one more time, and then let's put it to bed, and then we move forward. We don't discuss it again. We don't worry about it anymore. It's in the past. Give it a bit of good old Rafiki. And then your final advice card of what's going on down deep, deep down deep, whichever way you want to say it, is the Page of Cups. So what can you do all the way through this is maintain the hope. Because listen, things might be getting you down a little bit with that temperance in reverse. Things at the moment might feel so out of balance that you don't know how to get it back. But you have to keep the hope. You know, you've got to keep the hope that things will get better. Tomorrow is another day. Anyway, pile threes, I hope that helps. As I say, if you would like to book a private reading, everything is in the description box down below. Okay, so pile fours. We are moving on to the Tarot of the Divine, which is such a lovely, beautiful deck. Now, we're going to do a 5-card spread. Throat is so dry today. We're going to do a 5-card... Oh, okay. Already ready to get into it. So we're going to do a 5-card spread for you, pile fours, on what's going on at the moment. Just to kind of have a look at a general check-in, see what's going on, see what we can let go of, see what you can work on, and see what your general advice. Now, I'm going to carry on shuffling while I get the rest of the cards out, but I want to start because, you know, time is precious. So your first card out you've got is the Judgment. So your higher advice at the moment is finding that aha moment. Like there is some clarity that is coming in for you, and my goodness, is it something you've been working towards, something that you've earned. You know, like this Judgment card for me is absolutely like, it's that clouds clearing, sun bursting through. It's like, you know, you've gone through the storm, you've weathered it, you've battened down the hatches, and you have just ploughed your way through this storm. And finally things are starting to come together. Oh my God, which is really lovely. Because actually, isn't it horrible when you're, you know, like, I know there's that phrase of like not waiting for the storm to pass and learning to dance in the rain, whatever it is. But sometimes it's like, actually, I just need to batten down the hatches. You know, like we had snow, it's actually brightened up again now, but we had snow this morning and I was like, oh, another snow day. Really? I've got things to do. What have I got to do? Sit and do readings? I'm fine, I'm in the house. But, you know, it feels like you're be prepared for a time when things start to really pick up and things start to get better and you actually can really start to enjoy your life and feel that things are taking a turn up for the books rather than like going into that, whatever it is that you've been struggling through. Feels like it's going to start to clear for you, which is great. Now, what can you let go of to help this process? 8 of Coins in reverse. Now, normally I love the 8 of Coins. This deck, however, for me, this 8 of Coins is someone who is, it's a little bit 8 of Swordsy, where it's someone who is trapped in their work, someone who's got so much to do and they don't really want to be doing it because it's a struggle. They want to be out enjoying themselves. So listen, if you feel that you're putting the work in and you're not getting the results that you want and that you're missing out on things, bigger, better things by working, then maybe take a little bit of a break, down tools, you know, call a sit day. Do what you need to do, because if you need to rest and you need to do something, and if you've got people who can pick up the slack for you, then please by all means take that help. Let people step in and help you if they want to, because people only offer help when they want to, right? We don't need to beat ourselves up for not taking it. How do you transition through it though? Again, Page of Wands in reverse, down tools. You don't always need to fight the good fight. Sometimes you know, particularly like with this Judgment as an overall, it sounds like you've already been through the wars. You've already fought the good fight. And actually now it's time to just relax and enjoy the rewards and enjoy things calming down a little bit. And just, it feels very much like pile fours that you just need to take a bit of a break. You need to not stress so much about what's happening, not worry about the outcomes, which I know sounds ridiculous in a tarot reading, right? But not worry about how things are playing out and just calm and enjoy it. Because actually it feels like you've been doing a lot of work for a long time. Struggling, fighting, continuing to push through in adverse weather conditions, for example. And what's the outcome for you? Lovely. Chariot. So this downtime, like, it's one of those things, you know, like a bow and arrow, you feel like you're being pulled back, but actually you're getting prepared to be released, to shoot forward. Like this time that you're in is calm. It's a space where you can just relax, where you can enjoy yourself, where you can just be free and not worry about anything, not worry about the future, because listen, the future will take care of itself. That chariot is coming up for you. The future is sorted. Like, you are going to make this progress. You're going to find your way through, to keep going. But you need to rest in the first instance. You need to have that downtime to be able to come through and pick up the pace when it needs it, and to start building and moving forward, because there is going to be a time where you will have to do this and you'll have to put one foot in front of the other. Get in the car, go to that job interview, send out the CV, whatever it is, reach out to the person that you love. Valentine's coming up. And then your Again, your support card you've got is a King of Wands in reverse, which is just another echo of now is not the time to push on. Now is the time to let other people pick up the slack. Sorry, this daylight is stressing me out because it keeps making me dark and light. But generally, pile fours, listen, the advice is to just take a chill on it. Take a little bit of a back step. You have put in so much hard work. You've done so much to get to where you need to be. Take your foot off the pedal a little bit. Just ease off. You know, don't, you know, maybe you're running your own business and you've been slogging your guts out with advertising. Take a break. Let word of mouth travel, you know? Like, that's one of the things with tarot is a lot of word of mouth. You know, people have great readings, they resonate, they recommend me to their friends and families. You know, you enjoy watching the readings, you book a reading. Anyway, pile fours, I hope that helps. We're going to move on to pile 5 now. So yeah, if it doesn't resonate for you and you want to book a private reading, everything is in the description box down below. If not, take care, I'll see you soon. So, pile 5s. Let's get into it. We are using the Universal Celtic Tarot. We're doing a 5-card spread. So we're going to have a look at what your kind of higher guidance is and things that you can let go of in order to move through into the next phase. How you're going to move through into the next phase, general outcomes, and down below advice. So what's going on in the soul? So, pile 5, let's go. Deep breath. First card out you've got is Justice. I mean, I'm pulling that face. I love the Justice card. You know, it's very much about finding that balance. But you know what? For me, this is also a case of surrender. It's a surrendering to the fact that you might not know everything. You know, you might not have all the information you need. Or maybe you've been in dispute with someone, and actually, say for example, you know, 3 siblings. You've had an argument with one. What do? You go to the third sibling. Listen, this is my side of events. Your sibling will go and say, well, this is my side of events, and you go to that person for justice, for help, for mediation, whatever it is. So it feels like you've got very much that mentality. Now, for pile 5s, you might feel that you're the person that everyone's coming to with their problems, and that you're having to balance things out. Also a possibility. But it feels a bit more the other way. It feels like, you know, someone is coming in to help you with your problems, regardless of whether it's with family, friends, loved ones, whoever it is. It feels like there is advice out there and there is help out there, and all you need to do in order to get that help is to surrender to it, is to ask. Not even surrender, it's to ask for help. If you need advice, you know, we can't all do things on our own. Sometimes there are times where we need to focus on our own thoughts rather than other people's, but sometimes we also need to seek help from others. We need to get advice and opinions. Sorry, quick slurp of tea. It's been a long reading. Well, what are we up to? 28 minutes. Not that long. Anyway, so what can we let go of? We've got Queen of Wands in the reverse. Now, for me, this Queen of Wands upright is... Oh, I just love her. I just want to show you her upright for a second, because I don't use this deck enough. Also a gift deck. So, for me, something you can let go of is... Do you know what it is? It feels like, because for me, the Queen of Wands in reverse is someone who is not in control of everything. She's not in charge of her own destiny. She's not dealing with everything. She's not worrying about other people. She's just like, you know, in the upright, she's totally cool and calm. She's totally got everything going for her that she needs to go and to get things done. Now, going back to the analogy of if you feel that you've needed some help along the way, you feel that there's something that's wrong, you feel that you need someone else to help mediate. That is also kind of what you need to let go of with that Queen of Wands, because that's what that energy is. That is someone who is not able to, not even respect herself, but is not able to have confidence in her own decisions. You know, it's that self-doubt, it's that questioning, niggling thing of going, oh my God, well, why hasn't that person text me? Why have I not got that job? Why is my house a mess? Do you know what I mean? Like, we can ask all those things. Doesn't change anything, particularly if your house is a mess. You've got to get on with it. But what can we do in order to transition through this phase and come out the other side? Intake a breath, judgment. Which is very similar to the Justice, right? You're looking for someone else to come through and save the day. Maybe this is you saving your own damn day. Pardon the damn. Maybe this is you actually needing to take charge of the situation, and you're the one that needs to break through. And realise that, you know, sometimes maybe it's the way you find comfort in making your own decisions is through helping other people, is finding that other people come to you with their problems, and you're like, oh my God, well, I'm going to my mum with my problems and saying, oh, this is happening, that's happening. And I feel like I've control of it and I feel like I need someone to come in and rescue me, but actually other people need me to come in and rescue them. So maybe that's the way the situation works, and maybe that's the confidence that you find. And with regards to will you find the confidence, 100% with that 9 of Wands in the upright. You'll absolutely learn to fight your own battles, learn to sort yourself out, learn to do what you need to do. And he's not afraid. Like, there is a load of problems ahead of him. There's someone behind him stalking him. Like, he's got problems in the past, problems in the future. But he's still riding through, he's still ploughing on because he's got the confidence to do it. He's built that confidence through accepting help and offering to help other people and learning and accepting your own kind of greatness, really. Like the first thing, on a beach is it's like, yes, you might have a lifeguard there, but you need to be a strong enough swimmer that you don't necessarily, so the lifeguard is there if you need him, her, them, but you kind of need to accept that you're a strong enough swimmer to do that 50 length, like maybe you're on holiday on the beach. I love this. I always think, I could totally swim out to that boy in the weight, float, whatever it is you want to call it. And then halfway out, you think, oh my God, like I'm a really good swimmer in a pool, but the sea is open water swimming is completely different. But you've committed, so you're like, well, I've got to go out now. I've made it halfway there. And one time I remember there was people like hanging out on there. I was like, gang, you've got to move off. I need to rest. You've been here a while. Personal story, too much information. Anyway, so the situation is that you will get through this. Whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever stress that you're struggling with not being able to make decisions, with not being able to help other people, with needing other people to make decisions, not having the confidence in your own self, in what's going on around you, that is going to change, but it will only change by you learning that you are the hero in your own story. You're not a bit player in your own life. You're the lead in your own life. We should always be the lead. Oh, what's that film? Like someone's like, I should be the lead in my own life. I want to say it's The Holiday. Anyway, maybe I'll rewatch it. And what's your underneath your so below soul advice? Lovely, the 8 of Wands. And this for me, yes, I know the 8 of Wands is all about, picking up the pace and communication and all of that. But this one for me is also, like, you are not on your own. Like, none of these cards, well, 9 of Wands is on their own. Most of these cards are not on their own. It's accepting that there's other people around you. Like, this for me is such a Snow White moment. Like, all of those animals around her, like, charging in. She's completely confident, because she knows she's got the backup, she knows she's got her tribe around her, she knows she's got other people. And it is that thing, like, down this central line for you, is pile 5, is that really when you feel like you're on your own, is when you start to go into the reverse. When you feel that you're on your own doing things and there's no one else to help you, you start to lose confidence in yourself. But actually, by accepting that you've got the strength to do it on your own, you find your way to actually moving through and moving forward and tackling all the problems that are coming at you. So it's a good spread, pile 5. It's a good spread. Just got to put it into practice. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I hope that helps. As I said, if you want to book a private reading, everything is in the description box down below. If not, take care. I will see you very soon. Bye.